Hi everybody, this is Darlene with Life Awfully Simple, and I wanted to come to you today with 5 virtual tips for learners. What this looks like is that it's time to go back to school. A lot of you have already started school, and I know as mommies, as parents, we're at home, some of us trying to figure out what the schedule is going to look like, what things we'll do, and I wanted to be able to give you some tips. So 5 quick tips. Number 1 is a schedule. I think it works out so wonderfully when the children have a schedule, when the children are on a schedule. And by that, I mean they go to bed at a certain time, they wake up at a certain time. And if that seems rigid to some of you, it has worked very well for us. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. Have a schedule. That way the children know when they're on the clock, when they're off the clock, so to speak. I have 4 children at home, so it makes sense that it works out this way. For those of you that have 1, I still think that a schedule will help tremendously to ease the amount of anxiety during this time. And number 2 is equipment. Make sure that their equipment, for me, I have the Lenovo pad, and they also have Google Chromebooks. So make sure that their equipment is cleaned off as far as the screen, because my children touch, it's touchpad. And also make sure that they're able to turn it on in time and be ready to be in front of the computer for class. That was different when we first closed down school. We didn't have to be online that way. However, since we've gone back to school, the children have had to be in front of their teachers at a certain time and ready to learn. So I find that having the computer set up and having it ready beforehand helps to make sure things go smoothly. Also, tip number 3 is snacks and lunch and things of that nature. If you could make an attempt to plan the same way that we did before, when my children were physically going to school, that has worked out tremendously. Have their snacks already prepackaged. Have the water bottles, if you're going to use water bottles that are pre-purchased from the store, then have that ready for them. If not, then get the little bottles of water, because my children tend to waste water. I'm not sure about yours. Have the little bottles ready to go so that they can grab them during learning time, or that they can have them ready when it's snack time. I'd still prepare a lunchbox. Prepare a lunchbox so that they can have it, access to it when it's time for lunch. Make sure, the sandwiches and the soup or salad, whatever you're going to do, is already prepared ahead of time. And it does sound like a lot of work. And technically, as parents, it is a lot of work. However, it cuts down on the chaos to be as prepared and as ready as possible. That's what works for me. I'm not sure if it'll work for you, but those tips have been very helpful. And the rest and breaks is tip number 4. They're going to be on schedule. I've tried to get the schedule from the school so I know when they need to be online for which course, when the break times are going to be. Therefore, within that same break time is when my children are having a break then at home. Some of you have been doing homeschooling for a while. I think to some extent homeschooling is different from the virtual learning, because the virtual learning platform, my children have had to be in front of their teacher when school starts. For the homeschooling, I think that it's more you set up the schedule as the parent, and even though specific subjects are getting covered, you can do that at your own pace and time. That's not the same for the virtual learning. I've come to figure out that you have to be there, you have to be in front of the camera and ready to learn. So therefore, the rest and the breaks are going to be extremely important, as my children's attention span is short anyway, just because of their ages. So we have to make accommodations for that in order for things to go smoothly. And my last tip is PE. I'm a mom that I think the children need physical activity. I think the children need all the things that they can do. So therefore, I try to keep it at a limit for them to be able to go outside and play, or we do a physical activity inside together. in order for my children to experience the type of physical activity that they need, we make sure to incorporate that into our day. So the teachers may be sending home some physical activity via video or some sort, or we can make up something on our own, but make sure that that gets done. So I just wanted to come on with the 5 tips for virtual learners, and I hope that these are helpful. Just please remember to like and subscribe and share this video, and just post in the comments, some things that you have been using for your virtual learners at home. And this is Darlene again with Life Awfully Simple. Have a great, great day.